Love in anime is a very interesting topic. On one hand, it's often surface level, butterflies in your stomach, innocent high school type of love. On the other hand, it can be deep and emotional, like when a person loses their memories and starts a whole new life while their childhood crush watches from the sidelines. And then there's a crowd that wants to be isekai'd as a dog.
But what the hell?
We didn't talk about those people. Today's anime is one that left me completely speechless. An anime that made me want to write more meaningful content. Honestly, it made me reflect on whether I'm doing my job right as a spouse and life partner. Today, we're talking about the beautiful cinematic masterpiece that is Violet Evergarden and what it taught me about love. Growing up, I was a super quiet and anxious kid. I'd cry at the grocery store if I was next in line and my mom wasn't back yet. I dreaded eating out at new restaurants, and I'd completely crumble under even the smallest expectations. All of that led me to become emotionally closed off, stoic, distant, and not that great at connecting with people. And that's exactly why Violet Evergarden hit me so hard. The story follows Violet, a former child soldier who, after the war, struggles to find her place in a peaceful world. She becomes an auto-memory doll, someone who writes letters for others. And through helping people express emotions they can't quite say out loud yet, she begins to uncover what it truly means to feel, to connect, and to love. It's a story about healing, empathy, and slowly rediscovering the parts of yourself you didn't even know were missing. Violet is introduced to us as a lifeless soul who only takes commands from Major Gilbert. She's emotionally numb and can't seem to form her own opinions. But I don't blame her. She was raised to be a prodigy soldier, and everyone around her viewed her as a tool. So it's no surprise she started to see herself that way too. It's through this loss of self that she becomes the person we watch struggle. But it's also this very struggle that keeps her human. Even as she heads towards war, fighting, and chaos, she's left with a massive hole. A hole that will only be filled with pain, regret, and sorrow. Even if she can't recognize it, those feelings are what eventually allow her to love, because love often begins with vulnerability, the ability to feel even when it hurts.
知りたいのです。愛してるを知りたいのです。
Even though Violet doesn't fully understand what love is, she's willing to do whatever it takes to learn. And honestly, that kind of devotion, that desire to understand someone else's heart, might just be love in its purest form. What's beautiful and kind of ironic is that she takes on the role of an auto-memory doll, someone who writes heartfelt letters for people who can't express their emotions. Meanwhile, Violet herself can speak barely beyond yes or no. She's helping others say, I love you, but she doesn't even know what that means. While Violet may not be outwardly expressive, she does know how to feel, and more importantly, how to understand. And as the series progresses, that ability only grows stronger. With every episode, we see Violet explore and heal a different part of her heart. She slowly comes to realize that love isn't about commands or logic. It's about emotional nuance. It's in the effort, the words we choose, the small details we notice, and the vulnerability it takes to do something meaningful for someone else. Violet doesn't wake up knowing what love is. She learns it little by little through the people she meets. Not through textbook definitions, but through experiences, through silence, through sorrow, through service. And that's something I really took to heart. Love isn't just a feeling, it's a language. You learn to speak it by listening, by caring, and by showing up. Even when you don't have the right words, watching Violet Evergarden made me reflect on my own relationship. While I don't think I'm doing a bad job, fingers crossed, I definitely feel there's room for improvement. And I don't mean grand gestures. I mean really dialing in on the small things. Paying more attention when she's talking about the show she's watching, noticing which foods and snacks she enjoys more, and understanding when she needs a problem solution partner versus a shoulder to cry on. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know it all when it comes to relationships. I'm still figuring it out, but I will say this. Understanding each other's love languages makes everything a lot smoother. What I really love about Violet Evergarden is that it's not just another melodramatic story. It gave me a new perspective on the crazy, complicated concept that is love. It taught me to find the music in the silence and how grand small actions can be. Because if someone like Violet, emotionally numb, battle-scarred, and unsure can learn how to love, then I don't see why any of us can't.